Okay.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our webinar tonight. Our webinar tonight is about estate planning. So, the reasons why estate planning is so important. So, okay, before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am your moderator for tonight. My name is Nurul. I am with the branding and marketing department from WVA. And today we have here our two of our licensed financial planner, Felicia Lim and also Vivian Chin. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight and sharing knowledge with us. Okay, so Felicia, can you introduce yourself to our audience for tonight?
Right. Thanks, Khairiah. So, my name is Felicia. Okay, nice to meet all of you here. So, I'm a licensed financial planner with Vantage Advisory. And hope you all have a good session today and benefit from our session today. Right.
Hi, I'm Vivian. Thanks, Khairiah, for introduce our I'm a licensed financial planner. I'm currently with Vantage Advisory. Today, I hope that you guys will enjoy and also learn something from this webinar.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Vivian. I would like to welcome again our viewers tonight. Thank you for joining us. We will talk about estate planning. I believe that some of us, like me, we are not very clear what is estate planning actually. So today, two of our licensed financial planner, Felicia and Vivian, they will talk more about estate planning and what can you do to ensure that your loved one are protected even though after the event of your death. So without further ado, I will ask Felicia first. Yes, so Felicia, can you share your screen?
All right, can. Okay. Right. This is what we have for tonight. Okay. I think a lot of people when it come to estate planning, they will actually first question they will ask what Khairiah said just now, because she's actually quite young, so it's actually quite normal for her to know nothing, okay, about estate planning. So in fact, why we actually bring this topic is during the pandemic, in fact, a lot of people have been triggered due to that. Okay, so that's where we will receive a lot of inquiry, especially on estate planning, that they wanted to do their will or wasiat immediately. So because they've been triggered by the event and also negativity during the pandemic, right? So without further ado, let me pass the mic to my colleague Vivian to introduce today's section.
Yeah, thanks, Felicia and Kai. Okay, so as everyone know, that death is always a taboo subject, hard to discuss among our friends or even our family. Normally, we will try to avoid this topic at all whenever we can. But when death happens unexpectedly to our loved ones, frequently we will in panic mode and even do not know what to do next. So to avoid this complication or prolong of the probate in estate planning, today we were going to explore on the topic on what is estate planning, why estate planning is important, when to do estate planning, where to keep your estate plan, and which estate plan tools to use, and who to seek for on your estate planning. Because normally, whenever we meet our client, they will ask these few of the questions here. So, well, sit tight and let's begin. Okay, what is estate planning? Normally, people they will ask, yeah, well, it's a process of transferring all your asset among to your beneficiary upon your death, or even incapacity. Means that when how you want your estate means that it will be your money, your saving, your asset that you have accumulated along the way or work hard for, and then distribute after your death to ensure that the people and causes that you care about receive what you want to give them. And for the incapacitation is for those like in a way they find out that they might have some complication like illnesses, or maybe they believe that they have terminal illnesses. They might have some face some difficulties in the future. So in terms of paying their medical or even the living expenses, so they might consider on doing so on the estate planning part. Okay, so everyone will wondering, hey, why I want to have estate planning? So normally estate planning will be like, they believe that it's for those wealthy, rich people. But this is a common misconception. It's something everyone needs to engage in, regardless of your age or even your estate of size, or even you are single or married. So you may, whenever you have any like asset, which is like what I mentioned just now, like bank account, investment, a car, or even a property, even in Malaysia or in overseas, so you might consider on this part on that. So next, Felicia. So before you plan for your estate plan, you might need to identify which few of the key factors here. So the first thing, you need to identify your asset in hand. Asset like what I mentioned just now, like your car, your properties, your saving in your bank account. This is what I say. What I mentioned is what the meaning of asset. Then who to appointed as an executor, your trustee, which is whether you want to appoint an individual as your executor or even a trustee company. Okay, the third one will be if you have a minor. Minor means that those like age under 18 years old, you might consider to have a guardians for your children, your minor children. Someone you are trusted, someone is trusted. And then the fourth one will be appointed two suitable witnesses to witness when you are on your signing of your will or estate plan. Okay. The lastly will be who are the beneficiary that you wishes to give to, how much you want to distribute to each of the asset you have in hand. Okay. First thing, let's us go through one by one. First thing, which is your identify on your asset. There has two categories here. There's a movable asset, and the other will be your immovable asset. Okay, movable asset. What are they? That will be your money in bank, your unit trust, and your share and stock, even your EPF, saving, insurance money policy. Insurance policy, and your car, your jewelry. This is all in a movable asset. But remember, for your EPF saving and even your insurance policy, they will normally under nomination respect accordingly. So it doesn't, you can't put it in your estate plan there. Okay, please do remember this. Okay, in the other one will be immovable asset. That will be your house, apartments, land, short lot, or even properties. Okay, so you may need to identify your list of your asset list in order to help you to determine the best distribution method. So this is very important on that.
So Vivian, so you are saying about identifying your asset. So we can see here that
Yes.
we have a movable asset and also immovable asset. So
Yes.
immovable asset is like how something that are literally not cannot be moved. So
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I want to ask, do I
Yeah.
have let's say I have
Mm.
some assets. Do I have to declare my asset value in my estate
Oh,
plan?
it's not necessary. No, it just what you needed. You just put in your address. That will
Mm-hmm.
be you will do. That is very important so that in
Mm.
the future, whenever the triggering event happen, so now through the will they will find the location of the asset which is your what you wanted to dispute on. So no, it's
Yeah.
just your
And
asset will come in, your
another
address will
thing,
do. Yeah.
yeah. Another thing I wanted to add on is because if let's say, for example, like, okay, in the logic way, if let's say you put into the amount, okay, it is actually 10,000 at that today's value. But if let's say your will or wasiat is actually execute 10 years later, the value might change. So that's why these are also some things that is because we do understand that some people they wanted to protect their privacy, not to disclose. So in fact, it's correct that no need to disclose anything in here because
Yep.
you will have a value change in terms of the timing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so because in the future you might sell off your property.
yeah,
Yeah, so there's another issue here lah. So
yeah,
okay, so Felicia,
yeah.
next. Yeah, okay, the role of your executor. So what is executor? Right. So it's a person who appointed by the maker of the will or wasiat to be responsible to manage and distribute the asset to the beneficiary is a person or even a trustee company. The executor should be aware of the existing of the estate plan, and his or her first task is to inform the family members of the deceased, the person who made the will or wasiat who passed away, if they are not already aware that the wasiat or even the will exists. So they need to inform them. Okay, so it is also a person named as a beneficiary in the will are also informed by the executor. If there's those people already aware they are beneficiary, so the executor also have the responsible to inform them on this part. Okay, the duties of the executor is identify all the beneficiary. What I mentioned in the just now, the definition, the duties of the executor. Prepare a list of asset and debts. Apply for the grant probate with the last valid view. Administer the grant of probate. Pay the tax, the tax and the debts, and distribute the asset. Okay, this is the duties of an executor. As an executor, an executor is very important. A person in estate planning, as the person will be responsible for administration of your estate. They will manage your affair when you are no longer around. So you are allowed to, and then you are allowed to appoint a maximum 4 executor, but only one require for administration. Reason advisable to appoint more than one, as this is because it's to provide an alternative arrangement should the one of the executor unable to carry out the duties. So it's very important. At least you can appoint a few of the executor on this part. So here are the few points that when you want to consider to select a potential executor. So the first thing you know, the person must be very knowledgeable on in terms of legal and tax or banking administration matters on the full-time basis. And then the other thing will be the person must be fully focused on their role as an executor, and also must be energetic. I mean, at least they have the energy to do so, because as an executor, it's not as easy as you think. Because take one of the example, which is just happened recently. One of my clients, because the mother had just passed away, and then he is appointed as an executor to execute the late mother will, and then through the process, he find out that wow, it's not an easy task. So he have to go around to the bank or even our and some of the have to go and bank or even the insurance company and tax to deal with the tax agent to find all this information or even the paperwork to deal with that. And then because he has his position is quite quite high up, so he need to fully focus on his job also. So he can't really focus on other things, which is execute her mother will. So you really when you want to appoint a right person to become an executor, you must remember a few of these points here. He must be knowledgeable, and he has the time to fully focus on the task, and then he must be energetic on this. Okay, so however, if you are unable to find a suitable executor, or the executor in mind refuse to give or her consent, you may want to consider naming maybe find another like a trustee company to as your executor. Okay, so because if you appointed if you can the trustee company, they are not subject to old age and even sickness or death, so they have a team of professionals to help you out, so you won't stress out to do so, to help out to execute the responsible, okay, which you appointed on. So another role will be the role of trustee. Actually, normally whenever people, whenever the estate plan, the maker of the estate plan appointed executor, the executor also have the role as a trustee also. The trustee role is actually a person who run or manage the asset in the trust that you have created. So the duties of the trustee will be holding or dealing with the trust asset, receiving and accumulating income of your trust, making payment in the accountants or with trust instruction, handing over asset to beneficiary, so keeping a proper record and accounts. Okay, so it's normally like what the executor doing the same role on that part. So the fourth will be the guardian, penjaga lah. Okay, when you have a children, especially you have children under 18, at the time when you're planning for the estate plan, a guardian or guardians are recommended to be appointed. Okay, normally the surviving spouses will fulfill the role of guardian, but in the event that the spouses predeceased pass away first lah, the estate plan maker before first than the estate planner maker, or both die together, someone will need to appoint it with the task of taking care of your children. So who because if you not and there's no person or any person you appointed as a guardian in your will, so the court might they will appoint someone to be a guardian for your child. Okay, or then the child will be, the guardian must be above 21 years old to take care of your children. The duties of the guardians will be responsible raising up your kids. Okay, may have control over your children's asset, maybe receive all your child as a state or benefit. So you must make sure that the person who you appointed as a guardian must be trustworthy and responsible. Okay, on this part. So it's advisable to appoint someone will be a proper guardian in your estate plan. So he will be legal recognized to have a custody of your children. Okay, so okay, the role of the witness. Okay, witness will be someone who participate in the validation process of your estate plan. The witness is there to make sure that the testator, person who making the estate plan, has the mental capacity, he is or her is sound mind, macam tak gila lah,
Okay.
tak gila lah, dia sound mind lah. betul. Dia tu macam tenang saja bila buat will tu lah atau wasiat tu lah. That require for the will to be legal and valid. So at least you need 2 witnesses to be a witness on the signing of your will, and then it must be over 18 years old. Okay, cannot be your beneficiary or your spouse, because normally spouse will be your beneficiary on your estate plan, right? So this is for the role of the witnesses. Okay.
So Vivian, so you are saying that for witness, we have to appoint someone outside of our family, our own family.
Yeah, it's better. Because there's few of the cases happened to me. So I come across with they appointed the witness to, like, their guardians, who are they appointed as a guardian and also become a witness. So in a way, so that it doesn't mean that they can't, but in the future, if anything happen, let's say someone contests on the will, then you kena lah. So you kena sign lagi, kena pergi court lagi. Now make all the things very complicated on that part. So it's advisable that you have another person that's not in the will, or even someone that like your friend, or even your friend, or maybe me, financial planner, to kind your witness.
Sometimes neighbor also doable.
Yeah,
have
sometimes
you
Experience nearby.
So did both of you have experience acting as a witness?
Yes, I have few cases I become a witness, and even my husband, because during I still remember is CMCO. Yeah, so no one were willing to come and become my client's witness. So she say that she don't mind my husband to become her witness. So yeah. So at least there's 2 witness for the estate plan, which is the will. So whereas for the Muslim is different. Okay, so for the will, like the normal estate plan for non-Muslim is when it don't care perempuan ke lelaki. But for wasiat it's different. You may need 2 male Muslim male, 2 orang lelaki, 2 orang yang beragama Islam untuk menjadikan witness, untuk witnesskan orang yang membuat wasiat itu. Okay, signing the wasiat lah. Okay, he must be above 18 years old, not in the Faraid, not in the warisan Faraid. Waris Faraid, sorry. And of course lah, must be sound mind lah on that part.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. So whenever we become a witness, or you to witness on the person to sign on the will, we will make sure that he's not under influence, or even they are conscious when they sign the will on that part. Okay, so Felicia, next. Okay, come to the last one, the beneficiary. Okay, the beneficiary, who is that? Okay, people who will receive a share of your estate upon your death, according to your will or wasiat, or relevant applicable to law. They can be anyone, not necessarily your family members. For example, you might support your nieces lah. I saw some of the cases, they support their nieces for in her education and wanted to leave a certain amount in the estate plan to her in case they are not, he or her no longer around. So you can do that also. Okay. Some of you may ask, can we name as many beneficiary as you wish? You can do that. But if you leave the entire estate, one thing keep in mind, if you leave your entire estate to sole beneficiary, means that only your wife or only the only child, I mean myself, that will be is advisable to have an alternative or substitute of the beneficiary in the event that your sole beneficiary, which is your spouse or even your child, predeceased, meaning that pass away before you. This will ensure your asset will be properly distributed and will be will not leave unclaimed. Okay, this is very important. Please bear in mind on that part. Okay, so when come to minor children, they must, if under 18 years old, so then like what we mentioned in the beginning, the guardian maybe will keep on some of the, become one of the trustee to jagakan aset-aset yang under other. Okay, buat sementara lah until he or her achieve 18 years old. Okay, wow. Felicia, if the beneficiary are minor or disabled, their share will be deposited in the trust account Amanah Raya and may be claimed when they reach the age of 18. This is one of the another one. So if there's a minor, then he or her is underage. Okay, so when come to a legal as this the Distribution Act for non-Muslim. You see that? Wow, what is that? You know, what all this like 1/4 ke, 1/2 ke? What is that? Okay, this is a child that who passed away without leaving an estate plan. Due to unforeseen circumstances or maybe you pun tak tahu nak buat will ke nak buat wasiat ke, so just pass away like that. So means that then without any living will, then this effect is that the asset will be then needed to distribute according to the law under the Distribution Act of 1958 for non-Muslim. Okay, so then according to Distribution Act of 1958, it's only applicable to non-Muslim in the in Semenanjung Malaysia sahaja and the state of Sarawak. Okay, and as for Muslim, there's another one which is under Faraid law lah, this part lah. So as you can see that when you pass away, okay, you have parents or spouse and issues. Hey, what is issue? No, issue means that is usually means that it's your children. Okay, so it must be legitimate, legal one, legal adopted, or includes your children's. This is the meaning of issues. Okay, so when come to when you pass away, you have parents, you have spouse and issues, then your parent will get 1/4, your spouse also 1/4, and then issues will be 1/2. So if your you pass away, you only have your parents only, then all your estate will be going to your parents, or even you only have spouse only, then it will go over to your spouse. And if you only don't have parents or spouse, and then that will be going to your issues. Okay, so if there's no parents and no spouse, no children, then you normally you will go to your brother and sister, your grandparents, your uncles and aunties, your great parents or great grand uncles and aunties. Lastly, siapa pun tak ada, Lone Ranger, single, semua pun tak ada, then your estate will go into the government, the whole estate. Okay. Wow, this is the Faraid chart here.
That's look
complicated, right? Yeah.
So many things. Where I should look.
Yes.
Spider. Yeah,
like spider. So no, it's not as complicated as you see. So maybe we have some of the example here lah. For non-Muslim, apa itu Faraid law? Mungkin you pun tak tahu lah apa tu. So let me explain. Faraid law actually is the determination of the rights and as a portion of the deceased's inheritance based on the provision of the Sharia law. Okay, this is for Muslim. Okay, it's not like non-Muslim is very straightforward. For Muslim, they must follow the Faraid law. The wealth will be distributed based on the Sharia law. Okay, next, maybe I give some example. on this part. So you can see that when someone pass away and then only your husband left your husband. Okay, so you might see apa husband saya dapat lah dalam Faraid law ni. Okay, let's take one example lah. So, kalau lah tak ada anak, so maknanya husband dia akan dapatkan 1/2 lah dalam harta dia. Okay, kalau lah dia ada anak, okay, and dia akan dapatkan 1/4 harta benda dari dia. Then let's take another example will be the wife. Okay, only isteri dia yang tinggal, husband dia yang meninggal dunia lah. Okay, kalaulah dia ada anak satu, tak kira sini tak cakap lah ni perempuan ke lelaki. Okay, we take an example. So dia akan anak dia akan dapatkan 1/8 dalam sini. Kalaulah dia tak ada anak, dia akan dapatkan 1/4 on this part on. Okay, so if you wanted to get more details, maybe you can Google on the Faraid calculation. You will get some of the more information on details on that part. Okay, so because today we have a short of time, so we may need some time to go through this so you have a better understanding. Okay, so if you know according to Faraid law, if you do not have a living family members, like what I say, a long ranger, and none is claiming your estate, it will all be given out to the Baitulmal. Okay, Baitulmal actually is an Islamic financial institute for non-Muslim. Maybe you do not understand what is that. Okay, think that's all from me, Felicia. You now is your time.
Yeah. So next is my section. I think I have some echo here. So can you hear some echo? Better, right?
Yeah, a bit echo tadi.
Yeah, okay. So then next, okay, to recap, okay, what this portion basically is just to recap, okay, whatever Vivian explained just now, okay, and also what is also just so important about estate planning. First, we're actually looking at to safeguard the assets that you already built out since during lifetime, okay, and also to make sure that whatever you've been built out is actually passed to your loved one, okay, according to your wish. Right, this is the first intention. Okay, and also second, to make sure that okay, for those that they wanted to protect their loved one, especially for hamburger generation like us, okay, we got aging parents, we got minor children, so we wanted to give the best to them. So during our lifetime, we have to make sure that all the legal, financial, medical affairs is actually get ready aside to make sure that they won't suffer, okay, if let's say we actually pass on, especially for those that is in charge for the whole living cost on the family. Okay, so then the third one is of course to like what we will say just now, especially for those lonely ranger. Okay, for example, if let's say you really got no one to pass on, okay, at least you can actually pass on to your friends, family. For non-Muslim, it's more easier. Okay, of course, for Muslim, it will be you can also view out one third, which I will explain it later. Okay, so to make sure that okay, everything is under your control. So estate planning is actually something that you can actually take control on your asset during the lifetime. All right. Then second is the benefit. Okay, what if let's say you already do a proper estate planning, you can even save costs. Okay, like for example, in order I give you two examples because we can actually distribute okay the asset or property via will. Okay, that will be the first method. Okay, then the second method we can also doing wasiat. Doing trust. Okay, so on the first method, if let's say you pass on using a will, your stamp duty is only $10. If let's say you pass on under trust, okay, perhaps you will need to pay for the market value of the property. So that is actually make a lot of difference really in terms of cost. Okay, if you're able to plan it properly, okay, and during when you are sound mind, okay, then that would be even better so that you have more time to actually find out what will be the way or what will be the best distribution method which can actually make you of your money. Okay, right, and also the of course whatever things we do is we trying to ease up whoever that left over, because we love them and also we wanted to give them the best. Okay, so then in terms of the burden, in fact, we are actually talking about financial stress, because we do see a lot of cases that the family members actually have financial stress after the breadwinner passed on. Okay, and also why we say it's the typical physical stress. Okay, it's because the executor especially, or the administrator. Okay, I will explain it later. They will need to run in and out to make sure that all the legal process is actually complete before they get the estate from the deceased. Okay, and also because of financially and physically they are actually stressed out, they will cause them into a mentally stressed. So these are the things that we can be avoid if let's say we do have a proper estate planning. Okay. And third, okay, if we can actually reduce, okay, if let's say in the family, okay, you are actually already seeing some disharmony, the possible disharmony which can cause conflict among the family members, you can actually get control, okay, on the situation so that you plan it ahead and no one can actually challenge it. Okay, of course you have to try to make into a situation that you will have to look into the impact, how you write the will and also wasiat, and how you do the arrangement in order to reduce the possible impact to the minimum. Okay, then after that, the fourth one, okay, is something that a lot of people is unaware. Like for example, this I will actually explain it later. I will have a diagram to show you, okay, why these are dividing properties. This is only applicable for those that they have a sole house in house owner, okay, or they have two house owner. Okay, that means someone is actually buying a property, okay, jointly. Okay, so in fact, you can actually through estate planning, you can actually do it better so that you know don't no need to have so many potential house owner. Okay, so this will be the benefit. Okay, in conclusion. Okay, right. So then in order for Muslim, right, in fact Muslim in the general term they will be able to work it out. Okay, because a lot of Muslim clients actually ask me, I already have Faraid law. Okay, why I need to actually do out my Faraid or wasiat. Okay, then after that, this is actually one of the reasons. Okay, especially for those that no Faraid heads means okay, for those that is non-blood related, like for example anak angkat. Okay, anak angkat, even though you are legally adopted, okay, but in the Muslim law it's actually not considered as blood related. Okay, that is something that's spelled out in the Faraid law. Okay, so second very good example would be those that are converted Muslim. Okay, but their non-Muslim parents is still around. Okay, of course we always wanted to give back the best to the parents, okay, but in terms of the Faraid law, okay, according to the Faraid law, you will not able to leave down anything to your non-Muslim parents. So that's why you can actually view out, okay, in this scenario, so that you can actually at least leave something for them. All right. So this is the overall benefits of this.
Okay, Felicia.
Yes.
Just now you are talking about Muslim can wasiat 1/3 of the estate to
Yes.
non-faraid heirs. So
Correct.
let's say that kalau waris yang lain, anak-anak yang lain doesn't
Mm.
agree with that, so what will happen?
Okay, first, okay, when you execute the wasiat, right, you have to look into the timing, because when you do the wasiat, right, it could be actually at that point of time is 1/3. Okay, but when you actually execute the wasiat, it's actually more than 1/3. Okay, so of course 1/3 they are not able to challenge that they wanted 10, okay, but it somehow it's hard to go through. Okay, but
I see.
whatever they can do is those that access 1/3. Okay, because those that accept 1/3, they need to give it to the non-Faraid heads. Okay, they need to get agreement from all the Faraid heads. Then only the person able to receive the assets as per wasiat.
Okay.
Okay, I hope I clarified your question.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay. So then next, let us give you some example, because all of us are actually working very hard, okay, to build out our house, okay, to buy house, to buy car, okay, to build out all our investment, okay. Then, but many people don't know, okay, if let's say you are no longer around, all your assets will be frozen. That means once your death certificate is issued, okay, if let's say bank know, then bank will actually freeze your accounts. You can't even touch anything or withdraw anything from the bank account, okay?
Mhm.
Right. Then from here, so what would be the impact into Malaysia? Okay, so far we do have a statistic here. Is okay, they are actually 60 billion of estate is actually left unattended. Okay, as 2016. The figure is
Wow.
actually it will only increase and it won't reduce. Okay, later I will share you what will be the common problem that people facing that only allow it to increase rather than reduce. Okay,
Wow,
so
there's a lot, right? Unclaimed money out there.
yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think if let's say we withdraw part of it to save the pandemic, it worthwhile.
Yeah, yeah,
But if,
yeah,
according to the
yeah,
law, we are
yeah.
not allowed to do
Perhaps,
so.
perhaps our government should consider that.
I heard there are some proposal, but
Mm.
it's not workable because of the law that we have, lah. Okay, because
Yeah,
first thing we are not sure because all the leftover, okay, unless government go and check one by one, but it's
mm,
actually a huge work that they need
yeah,
to be done. Okay, so it's
yeah.
quite hard. Okay,
So
unless for
it's not
those
as
that
simple as
correct.
keluarkan that money from
Yeah,
Yes,
unclaimed
yes.
estate.
Because
yeah.
it also
Dia kena siasat dulu.
it also
Yeah, yeah.
includes those that immovable asset. Immovable asset got no value sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Uh,
see. Mhm.
correct, correct. Okay. So then, because earlier what we say is we actually saying that our title is actually dying is really expensive. Let me show you, okay, two scenario here, okay, because we often say that time is actually very valuable, okay, it's also equal to money, okay. That's why the first scenario we will show you that for those that are still haven't done their estate, okay, or they think that they are still young, okay, so then they think that they still got a lot of time, okay, that means they don't do anything at all, okay, so this is a scenario that's suitable for you all, okay. Then after that, second scenario is for those that already done Wasiat of you, okay, and they might think that okay, they got no one to take care of, okay, but this scenario is let's see from here we actually will compare, okay, the value in terms of time because time is also very expensive nowadays, okay. Now let's into the first scenario, okay. What we mean by time is actually we will look into the legal process, which is something that unavoidable by all the people okay in staying in Malaysia and have property in it. Okay. So then to unlock a asset, okay, we will need to look at the asset value, okay, the current market value. Okay. So here we will split to two portions. Okay. For those that asset is less than 2 million and also those asset that more than 2 million. Okay. For those that in two less than 2 million, we will also have two separate categories. Okay. For those that movable asset, okay, it's less than 600,000. Okay, that means okay when you have no house, okay, the rest of it is movable, like what Kai said just now. Okay, whatever things that can be moved, okay, except houses. Okay, 600,000, you can directly your beneficiary able to do it. Okay, just walk in into Dhamana Raya. Okay, quite simple, right? Okay, so then the second part, okay, if those that have movable involved, okay, less than 2 million, okay, you are still able to do it, okay, by walking to the land office. Just make sure that you walk into the correct place. All right. Then for those that asset value more than 2 million, okay, you will need to get a court order. Okay, court order means you will need to apply to High Court, okay, and you will need to engage your own lawyer. Right? So here you have two type of court order. Okay, one will be calling letter of administration. Okay, which applicable for those that without wasiat or will. Right? So for those called grant of probate is actually applicable to those that are with will or wasiat in their hand. Okay. So then let's look into the first scenario. I will first explain on the non-Muslim one, then later I will follow by the Muslim one. Okay. So then for non-Muslim, for a person that don't will, okay, they will need to identify, okay, the legal head first, right? Then the legal head, according to the law, because we have a different law, like Distribution Act, like what Vivian said just now, is only applicable to Peninsula Malaysia and also Sarawak. Okay, Sabah, they have different law, right? So from the law itself, you is able to identify the legal heads, right? Then from there, okay, the administrator among them, they will need to appoint administrator among them, and all of them need to be agreed. Okay, so this is first process, right? The second process, okay, they will need to solve around, okay, for those that surety, what we call here surety, okay, but in fact in layman term, we can actually call them a grantor, okay, with the administration bond. Okay, the administration bond is simply being by, okay, these two persons, okay, they will need to have an asset value which is more than the deceased, more than the person that passed on. Right? For example, if let's say the deceased have 4 million, okay, these two persons they will need to have at least 4 million. Then only they can become the surety or grantor. Okay. Then after that, with these two criteria on hand, then they will need to apply to High Court. Okay. From here, they also will need to engage a lawyer already. So the cost you will need to start pay already. It's just that you have to form the either one of the legal heads, okay, or any one of them that willing to pay the bill, right? Okay, then after that, from the High Court, what they will get is they will get the letter of administration. Okay, with the letter of administration, then only they able to collect the asset. Okay, after they collect the asset, okay, the first thing you have to pay all the bill first. Okay, you have to pay the back, the taxes, the debt. Okay, then only, and also if let's say they have a funeral cost that is not paid, okay, you will need to pay by this bill as well. Okay, then after that, lastly, then only they will be able to distribute to the legal heads. Okay, so in short, this is the non-Muslim process. Okay, so you can imagine, okay, if let's say one of the process you actually start, say you are wasted your time. That's why we call it very expensive.
It's quite a long process, I can say.
Yeah, it's
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 very complicated, right? It's,
quite
yeah.
hard.
you will need to involve many parties,
Mhm.
right? And also those that handle the whole process, like what we will say just now, you need to be knowledgeable. Okay, that only you won't start in any of the stage here. Otherwise,
So,
in short, you will need
yes.
to have time and also money in order
Yeah,
to
and
settle everything.
another issue would be the two sureties here,
Mm.
because it's very hard to get a sureties to be a guarantor nowadays. Yeah. So,
Yes, and hardly find a person that willing to sign on the paper say, I wanted to become grantor nowadays. Okay? Because
yeah.
why?
You cannot simply say that you want to be a guarantor lah.
You can, okay,
Mhm.
provided the person agreed to, okay, because this
Mhm.
security function basically is this, right? Okay, because they are already appointed the administrator, okay, but if let's say the administrator run away, who is going to take responsible? The surety will need to take responsible.
Mhm.
That's where, okay, the surety asset value have to be more than the deceased
Yeah.
because the
So,
surety needs to bear the losses.
I see.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
because
like for
it happened
example,
to, yeah.
yes, I'm actually budget all my assets in this process. So it's hardly find a person lah, unless the administrator themselves wanted to lah. So otherwise, you will need to try your luck to really search around.
Because recently it's happened to one of my client also because of the sureties issue. So they start there. So
Correct.
this is when
Mm,
they come and seek for advice. It's hard for us to help them on this process.
correct.
So
Correct.
because
Mm,
they may need to redo it again, it take times and costs also. Yeah.
yes. Because they are actually missing a piece of paper which is very important called will. So that's where you actually prolong the whole process. Okay. So next, go to next. Okay, for Muslim, okay, it's just the terminology slightly different. Okay, instead of will, we call it wasiat. Okay, then instead of what we call that is the legal heads. Okay, we call it Faraid heads here. Okay, then after that, they will have additional one more step. Okay, they will need to go to Sharia court. Okay, to get the seizure Faraid. That means all the Faraid heads here have to agree on the distribution before they go to court. Okay, so this will be the difference among these two categories. All right. So next, I will go to the common issue faced by legal process. Okay, you can imagine these are the families. Okay, so if let's say, for example, I use myself as an example. Okay, consider my father also already passed away lah. Okay, at my age, if let's say my father passed away recently, okay, I will need to do one thing is I will need to find all the cabinets to make sure that I got all the financial documents. Otherwise, I don't know what to fill in when lawyer ask me, okay, what the deceased have, what are the assets the deceased have. So these are the things that okay might stop me to I need to spend time to dig all the cabinets already. Okay. Then after that, okay, second thing is okay, when we come to family meeting, okay, maybe my sister and I also we will be arguing, okay. I want to become executor. She also think that she got time to become executor and she thinks she also be knowledgeable to become executor, then we will be having a fight. Okay. That's where it also stuck somewhere here. Okay, because of disagreement among the family members, right? And also, if I'm not a financial planner, I might not know how to claim the asset. If I'm not attending the webinar today, I might not know, okay, where to start, okay, to claim, and also who to actually look for, okay. Then it could come to a situation that, okay, you will have a lot of kind-hearted relatives that start coming to you, asking you how your father estate now, okay, what is the progress now, okay, why don't you go to this to solve for the lawyer and things like that. You will receive a lot of comments, okay, and but yet you don't know which one is the best to follow. So that also you will come into a situation that you actually will start because you don't know how to make a decision. It's like this one also sound good, that one also sound good. So it's like so something that is you will start here lah. Okay. And also I might need to because first thing is if let's say I don't have all the financial documents, I don't know how much is the asset value. I cannot start finding a surety. Okay. And also people won't tell me how much they have in terms of the assets. So these are also the things that we will be triggered. Okay. And even though you find someone that okay is rich enough, okay, is able to provide, is willing to give you, but you need to find two instead of one. Okay. So then these are also something that it will block us, right? Then because of all these processes that delay, okay, we might actually come to a situation that if let's say my father is breadwinner, okay, we are really no one else that in the family that can provide us a break, okay, then we might actually need to downgrade our lifestyle. Okay, we might need to move from our house, okay, that move to somewhere else to make sure that at least we still can have break and also water in front of us, right? So these are the whole things that we trying to bring to the audience. We're actually not trying to scare the audience, but this is something that fact is already happening in the society itself. Okay, because many times of things we also already do will or wasiat, but during the process, okay, who is the one that going to provide all the money in order to make sure that okay, luckily now all the online classes. If let's say when you attended to school, you need to pay the school bill. Okay, who is the one that going to pay out first? You say 1 or 2 months, okay, people willing to borrow, okay. But if let's say you say, oh, this process is going to take 2 to 3 years, right? Who is going to borrow you money for 2 to 3 years? It is actually somehow difficult, okay. So and also the whole process to unfreeze, it is minimum 6 months. We never for those that really everything is in order, also minimum 6 months. For those that haven't this issue that's facing and don't know how to move on, that's where the unclaimed estate is built up. So this is one of the reasons why we think that it important for us to actually voice up all these issues, okay, to let the audience know, okay, to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes, okay, like whoever already passed on. Because pass on, to be frank, it's very easy. But those that left over, okay, somehow they need to face the challenge. Okay? right? Okay, because just now I say that I wanted to give your example into those that property that is dividing. Okay, like here I give you an example. For example, here if I say I'm actually a house owner, okay, from here I will actually have two-person. Okay, I will have my two beneficiary or legal head. Okay, if let's say two of them also before are able to pass the asset back to them. Okay, they also already pass on. Then it will pass on to their children. Okay, you can imagine if let's say these two-person is actually passed on. Okay, you will have four owner instead of one owner. Okay, that means you will have increased number of owner. Okay, and also decreased holding. It
Mm.
already happened to many kampung baru, I believe, especially the Malay kampung, that you can see in the piece of title, the land title, you can have 20 names over there. And whether they can sell or not, they need the 20 people to actually agree before they're able to sell the land. Okay, that's why sometimes, okay, I rather don't see you because if let's say if both of us also beneficiary, okay, but we cannot come to agreement, it might actually affected the household harmony. Okay, right. Then second scenario for those that okay, you think very happy, okay, I really got my view and wasiat, okay, but you are not sure, okay, what will be the difference, okay, in terms of the legal process and how much time that I can save from here. Okay, let's look into the legal process. Right, the key difference, okay, before I go into the detail, okay, it's one thing is good thing is you no need to appoint executor because when you write a will or wasiat, you already appointed an executor. Okay, then second is you are able to choose a best guardian, okay, as per what you want. Then third is you no need to find a grantor. Okay, this is the headed is already go off. Okay, if let's say you have a will or wasiat, right? Then after that, they will have faster application, okay? Because at least in your view, you already list out certain asset type. That means you know it, even though you wanted to dig the cabinet, also you got some reference, okay? Not like you don't know totally, okay, don't know what is actually in the asset, all right? Then after that, okay, in terms of the application fees, okay, or the fees that you need to pay, it will be much lower, okay? Especially on the land for those that need land, okay, because without you or wasiat, you need to pay additional court order, okay, to get the distribution order, okay, to distribute the land or the property, okay. It costs per property itself, it costs 8,000, okay. That will be something that the key difference, and also, okay, it will take the 3 to 6 months to get the grant of probate from the High Court, okay. Then next, we will go into the view only for Muslim, the legal process. Okay, I think I can quickly go through this already
Yeah.
because of the time constraint. Okay, so then for executor here, if you can see the difference, okay, like what I said just now, you no need to find a surety or grantor. Okay, then that's where, okay, the grant of probate also it will be faster compared to the from the time you got the grant of probate, then only you can collect the asset, okay, tax and exchange beneficiary. So the process is you can see it's actually much shorter compared to previous chart that we have earlier. Okay, then for Muslim, okay, it also the same, okay. The process will be also shorter, but they will still need to go to the Sharia court to make sure that they got the Sijil Faraid before they go to High Court. Okay, then what they name here is always called grant of probate lah, instead of letter of administration.
Mm.
Okay, because just now we actually talking about the time is expensive, right? So now we actually talking about in terms of money, okay, why we say this is expensive. Okay. For those that without any, okay, because all these estate administration costs, okay, will be part of it. It's assumed that you are actually engaging a party, okay, to become your trustee and also safeguard your asset before the distribution. Okay, so the rate is actually we getting from Amanah Raya. Okay, so you can see here, okay, ranging for 500,000 to 2 million. Okay, there was actually 20,000 difference. Okay, that means the more asset you have, okay, the more money that your leftover loved one need to pay for you. If let's say you didn't get aside a lump sum of money to pay for them, okay, then it followed by the many people maybe are not aware of these charges. Okay, so then for the first and also fourth, the first one to the fourth one, okay, in fact these are all the fixed costs that you will need to pay, depends on the situation. Okay, it are something that it cannot be avoided. Okay, so for the 4, 5, 6 and also 7, okay, these are the things that these are the costs that you need to pay according to the asset that you have. Like for example, if let's say you have public share, okay, you have multi-vehicle for number 6, and also for the property charges, okay, to discharge the title, okay, to transfer name. So these are the fixed costs that you need to pay. Okay, so mine is end here. Right, I will pass back to Vivian, okay, to let you all know that when is the right time to do the estate planning.
Yeah, when is the right time to do your estate plan? Okay, so everyone will face different stages of your life, right? So like my example, I will be in established of a family here because I'm ready in 4 days, and then I have 2 kids, and my mom is still staying with me. So I might consider to put my mom as a priority in my estate plan there, because if anything happened to me, at least my mom, her medical expenses or even living expenses is taken care of. I do not want to burden my husband, so I have to consider on this part. And even I have some more properties, so I also have to distribute accordingly to my children, or even maybe maybe I have to ask a certain person, appointed someone to take care of my the properties for me, which is I renting out. So this is part of the I need to consider on this part. So next, Felicia. So, okay, when to do your estate planning? There's few scenario here. So the first thing will be marriage. So a lot of people say, "Hey, I just get married. Should I do an estate plan?" Yeah, you should consider when you have a young a minor. You just have a newborn baby, and you are the sole provider in the family, or even your wife is working. But if anything happened to both of you, or even you yourself, what will happen to your children? Your child. No, should you set aside some education fund for her or him or her, or even living expenses for her on this part, and even your spouse also. So let them know if anything happen to you, or you pass away, so that they can continue to move on to their life. Then the second one will be people like me, like what I mentioned just now. So I have my mom as a priority, so I need to think about her first, to put her as a priority. So set aside like medical expenses, and even the living expenses for my mom. So this is one of the reason also for me to consider to do a estate plan for her. And the other scenario will be divorce. So people will ask, hey, if I get divorced, how my other will, how so then you might consider to redo it again. Maybe you do not have any very good relationship with your ex-spouse anymore. You want to ambil dia keluar dari wasiat kamu. You should do that, to redo a will or wasiat. Okay, so the third one would be child with special needs. Yeah, I met some of the clients here. They have special needs child. The biggest concern is about them, their medical costs, and then the future. If they're not around, who will take care of them? So this is one of the priorities. So they will consider one of the concern, or one of the priority to put into their estate plan as well. So to do a estate plan for them, especially for them, they are according to their needs also lah. Then the fourth one will be old age. OH. There's two categories. Okay, well, old age you can consider like for those like 70s, they already accumulate quite a lot of wealth. So it's time for them to leave their legacy to their grandchildren or even the next of kin. So they might consider to do a trust or even a foundation or even a charity for people they wish to give it to. Okay, so and then the other thing will be another part will be those old age is like those with illnesses, terminal illnesses. So they might consider on that part if anything happened to them, like comatized, they can't unconscious, they need special help or special people to take care of them, or even medical to pay for their medical. So they should consider on time to do a new estate plan for them according to their needs. And the other one will be converted to Islam. So it's also now whatever happened before you converted, there's a will. So when you converted to Islam, so it's time for you to buatlah satu wasiat lah. Yang dulu yang tu will tu tak valid lagi lah. So sekarang ni it's time for you to consider another wasiat according to the Sharia law. Okay, and lastly will be buying immovable properties. Like what I mentioned in the beginning of the slide, which is like every different stages we are facing different some changes in our life. Maybe you accumulate a lot of wealth, and then your wealth included your property will be in Malaysia or even in overseas. So there's so many of it, and then you do not know how to manage it, or even how to distribute it. So and then you want it into one plan, so you might consider on that to do a estate plan on that part. Okay, so to review on the existing plan. So you might consider when you want to review, you might need to know what's your objective when you to understand your estate planning purpose and your asset available first. So how many, like what I say, like your there's a lot of asset, like in Malaysia or in overseas. So you might not have to know what's your the assets are available and the purpose, how you want to distribute it. And then the second one will be to understand your existing estate planning if you have a will in hand. So whether your existing plan is it valid or not, is it fulfill your purpose, and then or maybe you have the existing plan is matching your needs or not lah, what I meant on that lah. So and then the fourth one will be if the estate plan is matching your needs, then is congratulations, you can hold on your existing estate plan for. So if there's certain things that you need to change, so you might need to consider it's no longer matching your needs, so you might consider to redo another one of your estate plan. Now work out on your estate plan which best match on your needs, like what I mentioned just now lah. So you need to know what's your objective to when you plan for your estate plan, and to understand it, your existing estate plan in hand. So whether is it matching your needs, and if it's not matching, what should you do? Maybe you rewrite it, or maybe you hold on it. Okay, so then the next slide, where to keep your estate plan. This is the most important thing. Like some of the client will ask, hey, after I have my estate plan already, where should I put in? Mana saya nak letak ni? So you should consider a few of the factors here, which is the first thing will be safety lah, of course lah. So you make sure that nobody will access it, meaning that kalau lah berlaku lah kebanjiran, kebakaran, so it's safe for that. Takkan after that, if banjir ke, kebakaran ke, then you will destroy it. So you have to make sure that the thing is, the place that you stay is safe lah. And then the second one will be accessibility, meaning that where you want to put in your will, the location is easy to access. Janganlah letak tempat yang siapa-siapa pun tak tahu, yang your spouse pun tak tahu, anak pun
you have to let someone else know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Correct.
You must do that. So let your family members know that where you put it. Even though you do not want them to know what's the content of it, but at least you let them know lah on that part lah. Then the third one will be top secret, which is confidentially, like whatever.
Yeah.
Even though it's easy to access, people tahu yang kamu letak tempat yang kamu letak tu wasiat tu, tapi you kena but you still have to keep the confidential lah. Tak nak lah mereka nak tahu apalah content dalam tu, access tu. So example, people will ask, where should I put? If your house got a safety deposit box, safety box, so you can consider to put inside the safety deposit box because it's safe. Kalau kebakaran ke kebanjiran ke pun tak ada apa-apa lah. Okay, then you subscribe a custody service provided by a trusted company. Okay, so never put your safety deposit box in the bank. Yes, you can, but in another way, which is whenever you open the safety deposit, you need whether you are joint name to open up the safety deposit or you are the sole one, but at least you if you have even a joint name, you must consider like either one to sign on that. So that one of the party, if one of the party is no longer around, so at least another party can open up, can access the safety deposit box. Okay, so this is one of the factor that you need to consider on this. Okay. That's all from me.
Right. So next is
Okay.
for my side.
All right. So before Felicia sharing
Oh,
from her
okay.
side, so I would like to remind our viewers to comment if you have any questions at all about estate planning, whether it's conventional or Islamic estate planning, anything regarding your will, wasiat, stuff like that. Then you can comment your questions in the comment section. And then we are coming towards the end. So after this, our financial planners will answer them for you. So yeah, Felicia can continue now.
Yep. Okay. So my session, I will be talking about which estate planning tools to be used. Okay. I believe many people only know about will and also wasiat. Okay. But there are also some that nomination will be part of it that also a lot of people know. Like this is actually applicable for those EPF, okay, or for insurance, okay. And they also have assignment, Hiba, trust, okay, Harta Sepercarian, okay, for business owner, you even have a buy-sell agreement, power of attorney, okay, coming along with the trust, okay, and also family foundation. So of course here, because of time constraint, we won't talk about so much on this, okay, but next section, we will actually cover those that are in details, what will be the features on it, okay, and also what will be the benefit and also how you can actually apply all these tools, all right. So let me give you some key factor, okay, which one you should use, okay. So first you have to think of, okay, ask yourself, okay, what is the purpose that you have this, and also who are the ones that you wanted to protect the most, okay. Then after that, you also need to identify, okay, what are the assets available that in your hand that can be distributed, okay, and also what are the methods that you choose to distribute. Like for example, okay, if let's say your daughter is actually age 20 right now, okay, but because of you have too many assets on hand, and is you also worry that okay, after you pass on, he or she don't know how to actually take care of all these assets. You can actually put a clause into a will or wasiat, okay, or you can have a separate document to say that okay, this asset can only pass on when she are age 30, 35. Okay, so those are the conditions that is doable. All right. So next, let me show you what will be the example by the common tools that using by individual. Okay, so the very basic one, view and also WhatsApp is always the start. Okay, to put in or list down all the assets that are available. Right. Then for next, we will have a nomination which is applicable to EPF, okay, investment, or even ASB. Right. And also we also can actually do a trust. Okay, for insurance trust, okay, or we can also do a cash trust to make sure that all this we set aside a lump sum of money to protect the loved one. Okay, so followed by those that for Muslim, okay, you can even do, of course, will Wasiat writing, it will be the first criteria or the basic one, okay. Then for nomination, is also the same for EPF, investment, AFC, and even tabung haji. Okay. And you can also do a hiba. Hiba is something like a gift to your loved one, okay, pass on directly. It can also can bypass the Faraid law, right? So it's more applicable for those insurance and also cash. Okay, for those that have spouse, okay, you can also even apply the harta kepercayaan to make sure that your spouse is able to enjoy part of it, okay, or half of it of your asset. Okay, so these will be the common tools that we use. Okay, so next we will actually coming into, yes, just now I actually already mentioned you don't know which best advice to seek for, right? Okay, you got so many things, okay, and also so many advice on hand, right? And of course we have to look into the key factor again. How do you decide, okay, and also which one you think, okay, these are the criteria that we actually personally think of, okay. Okay, first thing is, okay, you have to make sure that this person actually have the solution that best match your need and also wishes, and able to explain to you the pro and cons, okay, and with different tools that you're actually using, and also what would be the way that maybe can save more money and things like that, right? And also they will need to have a service available, okay, in their hand, okay. Either they can actually work in the company, the one classy company, okay, or they could even work with those professional that with a few company on their hand for comparison, because as consumer we always like to compare. So that will be the one that at least you can actually make sure that your need is actually taken care of. All right. So of course, last one is very important factor that every one of us is actually looking at is how much you have in your pocket. Do you wanted to how much you wanted to spend to get the estate planning done? Okay. So here we are summarizing four categories. Okay. The first one, of course, people choose to DIY. Okay. So that would be the very basic one. You, of course, you can actually choose to DIY, okay, but it's only applicable mostly is through you or Wasiat. Wasiat is also somehow complicated lah. Most of the people they will actually do view, okay, especially for those non-Muslim, okay. But just make sure that you need to understand what is the impact, because for legal document, one comma in front and one comma behind is actually make a lot of difference. So please make sure that you understand the legal language. All right. So these are the implications, and also there are certain criteria that you shouldn't miss out. Otherwise, your will it could be invalid. That means you're spending your time to write and copy, download from Google, but it cannot be used. It happens to some of the clients that we actually met. Okay. So second, of course, you're talking about professional, people always talk about lawyer, okay? But please bear in mind, lawyer, of course, like what I said just now, you need to understand, okay, what is the implication, the legal implication that, okay, how you wanted to write. Because we do come across some lawyer that they only take instruction because they wanted to best match the client wish, but they never tell what will be the impact. Okay, because Vivian just now said that okay, you can even appoint four level of executor, right? Okay, so
Yes,
for
yes,
this,
yes.
this lawyer, in fact, he only advise client to put in one executor. Then we actually ask the client back, okay, how if your executor passed away before you? In fact, you will need to rewrite the whole thing. And
Yeah.
the simple view is actually costing the client close to 2,000. Of course, I'm not
Oh,
sure about the details, but feel free to compare around, okay, which would be the options that is best suit you, okay, and also make sure you understand, okay, just like you buy things, like okay, you will need to understand all the content before you sign off, lah, huh? Okay. Then, of course, the common one in the market will be estate planner. Okay, these are a group of people that they're actually working with the trustee company, where they can actually provide you the whatever the trustee company products. Okay, it's just like insurance agents, but they actually working into trustee companies. So that will be the difference. Okay. or we can sometimes call them agent in the layman term, right? And also, lastly, of course, us lah, financial planner, okay? Like what process that Vivian showed you just now, okay? That are also one of the review process that we help client to do up, okay? And let client know what will be the pros and cons, okay? Because we are good in, okay, sorry, I shouldn't say this, okay, but we are actually usually what we do is we will do a scenario planning to let the client know if, let's say, plan A, so this will be happening, okay? If let's say you write it different way, okay, plan B, so this will be happening. So which are the options that you prefer? So we are trying to solve for more alternatives to let the client choose. Okay, so come to the end of my
Yeah.
slide.
Seems like we are going to end. So okay, we are going to end of our webinar, and I hope that you have a better understanding now of estate planning, how it works. Okay, as much as we hesitate to introduce the subject of death, like what I mentioned in the beginning, right? Death does happen. Okay, having a clear plan is to happen with respect and integrity. So as there's a saying, Felicia.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, as we go along, when we raise our kids, okay, and show in the example here, we always taught them, hey, be grateful with what we have, okay, be blessed that with what you have, okay. See, because we wanted this good how to say, good culture to be carried on, so that they understand, okay, what is, how much effort that we've been actually putting in, okay, in order to build the big tree for them, to protect them under the shade of us. So of course this will be lead times, okay. So but of course this will be one of the objectives that, okay, we hope to achieve, okay, and most of the client hope to achieve that, okay, second generation understand what their ancestor doing, and also enjoy the benefit that we have. Okay. Okay.
So,
Over to you, Kai.
yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Vivian. For a good info, for good knowledge sharing tonight. So yeah, our audience can take benefit whether you are going for the conventional way or the Islamic way. And for myself, I have a revelation tonight. Uh, before this, before this, because I feel like I'm still young, but eventually that the event of that, it doesn't matter whether you are young or you are old. So you
Yeah.
can start from now to plan for your estate planning. So
I think it's
okay.
hard to tell,
Mhm.
especially during the pandemic. You don't know who
Yeah,
is coming next.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of people. Yeah, during
Yeah.
this time, yeah, they a lot of client come and seek for advice during this time. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So do you have like a young client that actually seek advice from you about estate planning?
Yes,
Like
yes, there was one I met during the FBAM flight, during the one-to-one section. So he was worried about his, if anything happened to him, especially during now, because he's a doctor. So he's quite worried on that part. So he was asking some more question. So yeah, it doesn't matter whether you are young or even you are old. Whenever you have asset or in hand, so you wanted to distribute accordingly to your wish, so why not?
Yeah.
okay,
I think
okay, that's
for my,
good to hear.
yeah, for, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for my side, I will actually, when actually the client come to me, when it come to estate planning, first I will always look into the asset value, worth it or not for them to do. Okay, especially for those that with house lah, okay, I will strongly advise that whether you
Yeah,
got one house, please, because there is actually 8,000 difference. Okay, if let's say you have a house, okay, and left unattended, right? And also for those that a lot of people currently is not married, okay, and also parents also not around already, then you don't know who to pass on to, okay, perhaps because if according to the law, of course, your brothers and sister is actually the one that actually can receive your wealth. Okay, but it will be still good that if you put into the will, okay, so that they can actually get the will, they got your instruction lah, rather than you leave it, okay, oh yeah, let me think of, okay, what he have or she have, because they might not live with you in the same house. So these are the common issue that we've been facing.
Okay. Okay, so right now is our Q&A session. For our audience, you can comment your question in the comment section, and then Felicia or Vivian can answer them for you. So we have our first questions here. Okay, so first questions. I am not a wealthy person. I only has one house, one car, and also EPF. Do I need to do my estate plan?
So I will take this question because as I mentioned that the previous time I met one of the doctor in Faraid. So he also have this similar condition, which is like only one house, one car, and EPF. As I mentioned in the slide, EPS doesn't consider. You shouldn't put in the will. Because you already nominate your beneficiary already according to the in the EPF. So yes, why not? You know, it doesn't matter that whether you are healthy or or rich or poor. So as long as what I mentioned that there's an asset, a house, especially what Felicia said, a house. So it is better that you have an estate plan, in case anything happened to you, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So okay. So for the second question, I have a joint name bank account with my spouse. What will happen if I pass on without will or wasiat?
okay. I will take on these questions. Okay. Usually for those that with joint name accounts, okay, please bear in mind, okay, in Malaysia law, you are actually entitled 50% of the overall amount, okay, in the asset. That means you are actually entitled, okay, only half of it. Okay. So if let's say your the other half is actually passed away, okay, his half portion is actually need to be distributed according to the distribution act. Okay, it's just that simple. Yeah, or even Faraid law. Correct.
Okay. Okay, Felicia. So okay. We have another question.
Right.
Okay. So if my executor fail to execute my will, what can be done by my beneficiaries?
Felicia, will take this.
Okay, so if in the normal circumstances, okay, they actually got two situations. Okay, either okay, the executor themselves is actually aware that they cannot execute the whole thing, they are actually can choose to resign, okay, as soon as possible. Of course, you don't grab the whole process up to 6 months or even 1 or 2 years later, then only resign. Okay, when you find out, okay, you can just resign. Okay, and after that, okay, the second scenario is if let's say the educator is actually not choose to resign, okay, the beneficiary can also take a legal action on it. Okay, or you can just fire it lah. Higher, yeah. Because you need to remove the educator, you need to bypass the legal process as well because it been appointed according to the legal process. Okay, right? And also then the beneficiary, okay, after they fire the existing educator, they can reappoint another one. Okay, of course, all these take time, then it even prolong the whole legal process.
How long will it take approximately?
Not sure. We never
Like what Felicia
I-
mentioned, it minimum at 6 months. It depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the minimum is 6 months. It could be longer than that.
Yeah.
You have to add on the period that you're not able to execute.
Like
Yeah.
one of my client, like what I mentioned in the one of the case study, one of my client he can't proceed because some of the issue had happened.
Correct. I actually have a client recently that told me the father-in-law passed away, I think when her children is not born. But currently the children is 17 years old. The case is not settled yet. So it can be dragged until that long. Okay. It
I
depends on whether
see.
you take action or not taking action. But beneficiary do reserve the right to take action on this. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think we are coming towards the end. Actually, kita dah lebih masa ni. It's almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's okay, it's okay. It's a good sharing from both of you. I know that I'm learning a lot, and I think after this, maybe we could have a chat more about estate planning. So, before we end our session today, I would like to talk about financial. I would like to talk a bit about financial health check campaign. So right now, WBA are organizing a financial health check campaign. This campaign can provide you with a good financial planning. Eventually, if you register with us in the link below, so our representative will contact you, and then we will assign you to one of our licensed financial planner. It could be Felicia, and it could be Vivian, or it could be other advisors from our firm. So if you guys want to know more about the campaign, you can go to the link below, or you can also DM us at our Facebook page, and we will answer them for you. So I would like to say thanks to Felicia, to Vivian, for joining us tonight, for sharing knowledge with us. I hope that our audience can benefit from these knowledge sharings. And if you guys have any questions, but you are shy to comment that in the comment section, maybe they are shy. I don't know, because I didn't see any questions from the audience. Maybe they are shy. But if you want to know more about estate planning, whether it's conventional or Islamic, you can contact us by our Facebook page, and then we will give you more information about that. Okay. So do stay tuned for our next webinar. I think it should be around the first week of December. It's about the tools for estate planning. So I hope that we can meet again, and then we will have a good knowledge sharing about estate planning. So thank you again for Felicia and Vivian, and thank you for audience that are joining us tonight.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Have a great evening.
Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have a good week, everyone.
Yes. Take good rest, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.